on other species.
That's right.
But see what happened now in our species, we preying on each other.
Tell them what the title of the show is.
Give it to me again, King. I've been running to the what's name and I totally forgot. Go ahead, give it to me.
Everything is progressively all messed up.
Thank you, King. Everything is progressively. Now, we use the word progressively because that's the title that our mayor, our blacks, all across the United States are touting right now. This progressiveness.
Yes.
But it's progressiveness mess.
Yes.
King, I said, man, I really wanted to go in on that thing about the angels, man, and when Brother John said that, man, because I understand what angels did. Brother John, you spoke a little bit about Lot and them. See, it was the same sort of scenario. Some angels came,
Yep.
and a serious job had to be done, and some people had to be, what, King? Put down.
Put down.
And we didn't care what happened to them.
Not my problem.
The God didn't care
He put them down.
what happened to them.
They was the enemy of him.
They was the enemy of God. And to all the people who keep talking these babies and black folks, well, if they killing and rampaging our black communities, then guess who they are the enemy of? God. Because we God-formed people.
Well, I kind of think you coming
Go ahead,
because of the stuff that happened
Go ahead,
on Catherine Street with that young man who got shot, and they're trying to say that the police was unjustified and he was harassing them. So I live around there.
Yeah.
I literally live like 3 blocks away. Okay, so I live in that community. I hear the things that people are saying, but y'all don't live around there. This is what me and Ty talk about.
That's right. You don't live there. Go ahead, King.
Our boots are on the ground. 17 years old. He was supposed to be in school.
Go ahead, King. Go ahead, King.
He was bantering with the police officer. Again, Ty always talk about he don't understand this type of hustling that's going on now because we never was friendly with the police to that degree. We see them, we respect them,
got away from them.
we got out of their way.
Yeah, King. I tell you, King, man, oh man, King, good for bringing that up thing about that young man to you. Again, you know, the man on the subway, you know. I mean, you can't even literally, this progressiveness, I'm just telling you guys, it's telling you to take a whipping, go home, and call the police. Not even defend yourself.
Which is unrealistic. Because in their private gated communities, their security guards have AR-15s and every other possible deterrent at their disposal.
The young lady came on Fox 45 and talked about the bill that Governor Westmore passed about legal. Now listen to what we said. Legal gun owners. He passed a bill on you, Gene.
I know.
You better not have that gun here no more now. I'm just being real though.
I know.
You see what I'm saying? He passed a bill on Gene.
Yep.
I know that. But we
Not on little Tim and Mike.
We've been talking
Tim and
about that.
Mike came home off of a gun charge.
Yep.
And got a new one.
Yep. But he put the bill on you who probably never pull your gun out in life. You just need one just in case.
Yep.
Just got one because that's my right.
Yep.
Just you actually following the Constitution.
Yep.
I have a right to bear arms. I went and got one, and I have one. Now I got someone tell me after doing all of this, I can only have it where? Well, hey man, every place you said I can't have it is where all the people got mass and killed them.
Well, Ty, did I not
What
talk?
I'm saying? Every place you put on that
Every
thing.
place.
But Ty, I talked about this months ago. I even referenced G because she was a concealed carrier.
Yeah.
And I highlighted these things. I told you all what came with it as well.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going?
Yeah.
And these people still pass this law.
Yeah, man.
And you have these children out here with access to, military grade weaponry.
Yep.
And you telling me that I can't legally own a gun and carry it, well, I'm glad that I'm not a legal person.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and say that.
I got you.
I understand the criminal mindset.
Yeah.
I understand how to adapt.
I got you.
Me and my mother had this conversation before she passed years ago, because she was into the Bible, and she said something to me, to the likes of, well, when you're in Rome, you have to do as the Romans
do.
So what I said to her was, I understand that, but if the law of the land is corrupt, should I still follow it knowing that it's corrupt, or should I do what I know God gave me common sense to do? Rationally think about what is in front of me.
In my environment, and what I need to protect myself.
What I have to do to protect myself.
In this environment that I'm living in.
In this environment that I'm living in. And in my neighborhood, the environment that I live in, you have 17-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds, all youngins carrying big guns with extendo clips, and you're telling me that the most pressing thing on your agenda was to sign a bill because Westmore said, and I quote him, he said, we have a state's attorney or the attorney general from Maryland who's okay with it, so I don't have a problem signing the bill. Yeah. If anybody has a problem with them violating their constitutional rights, your Second Amendment rights, then they will be happy to go to court with it. And you see, they trying to use John Morant as the poster child for not carrying guns.
But hey, you know what? Hey, he set himself up to be that dude.
Well, here's the thing.
When keeping it real goes wrong, go again.
When keeping it real goes wrong, but I'm gonna show you where it goes right. Here in Memphis. Memphis is just as, if not more dangerous than Baltimore.
Wow, King. I heard something the other day, King, from Armstrong Williams.
Yeah.
Armstrong Williams came straight out and said, Baltimore is the most dangerous city on the planet. Yeah. He didn't say United States.
No, he said planet.
And when he said this, I need you to understand when he said this is a black man, and he's talking about black people. Because only black people are damn right. Only black people are killing black people.
It goes to my, again, not defending John Morant, but he's in a state where you don't even need a permit to carry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, it's not illegal to have it. It's not illegal to flash it. It's not illegal to do anything. Mm-hmm. And the truth of the matter is, it was his homeboy. Now, did he do something dumb?
Yes.
Of course he did.
Yes, he did.
Of course he did. But at the same time, was it to the point where we're at now? No, it is because they need a spokesperson for that gun advocacy.
And damn if he didn't open the door twice. Damn if he didn't open the door twice.
So now they're going to use that as their mantra, but I guarantee you, everybody in the NBA carry guns. All the players.
All the players come, but they don't.
Baseball, football, hockey.
They not keeping it real the way he tried to keep it real.
Well, see, again, you talking from a perspective that he don't understand. We would never show our iron until it's time.
Well, King, I'm gonna be honest about him and his situation, King. Man, I mean, as we sitting right here talking about, me and you talk about this all the time, that we have the ability to do whatever we want to do when we want to do. We just don't have the money attached to it.
Right.
Well, then you have a young man that accomplishes all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Accomplishes all this mission, and the family's great now. Wealth, universal wealth can go through his family probably for the next 100 years. If he, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Ty, to break your thought, but see, this is the problem with what you're saying.
Yeah.
A couple of the incidents that he had, his mother called him to that situation. She called him to the situation where he chased the guy to the Foot Locker room.
Well, keeping the real go wrong again didn't sound like it, right?
It's his mama.
So are you giving him a pass because his mama did?
No, I'm not giving.
Matter of fact, his father's at every game.
Hold on, I ain't got to him yet.
Go ahead.
His mother had another incident where she called him to deal with his situation because she said somebody disrespected her.
Yeah.
Now, the question that I have is, why are you putting your son in that kind of situation? We're talking about his mentality.
Detrimental.
Yet
Yes.
his mother is the one that is fostering that mentality.
Yes.
You said something about his father.
Yeah.
His father is at every game, but his father is a rider.
Yeah.
His father is a homeboy.
A homeboy. Yeah, his father's a homeboy.
His father's a homeboy
Yeah.
because his wife called his son and not him to come defend him.
Cause it's called.
Do you get what?
Call the breadwinner.
Do you get what? Thank you. I'm glad you said
She
it like
called the breadwinner to ruin everything. If this breadwinner come and get in trouble, we no longer have this good life no more.
That's right. And that's what I mean. And she's not a single mother, but that is the mentality that exists
It's in the black
these-
community.
Yes,
Yes.
especially in these women's mind because they do things like that.
Yeah.
How many times have you called your girlfriend to come beat up another girlfriend?
I ain't never done no shit like that. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I'm just asking.
We've seen people call people on the jobs where they calling people up the job.
Yes.
So to get that person, pretty much you gonna get that person locked up. You gonna lose your job and everything. They will. I'm gonna. To keep it so much real, King, we willing to sacrifice everything just for that one moment.
But you know what?
For 1 hour
But you
of
know what?
frustration.
This is the problem that I have. We talk about community,
Yeah.
but that's the subculture. The subculture or the different cultures make up the community.
Yeah, that's right.
And without correct planning, like Charles said last week, we can face this for the next 20, 30 years because they've already geared a generation of people of no expectations.
No expectations.
Not meeting any expectation, and are now is progressively all messed up because everybody is crying victim. I'm a woman. I'm a man. I'm gay. I'm straight. I'm black.
Yeah.
You know,
King, I said, King. What I said, we messed up, right?
all messed up.
All messed
Please
up.
don't leave all out.
All, I said all, yeah, all.
Because
all messed up.
we have Jillian
Jill
Carter in Congress. She's one of the chief reasons why the bill was never signed because she got in Westmore ear.
Yeah.
No, we don't do it like that here. I sponsored this bill.
all black men. And,
I sponsor this bill,
Yeah.
but it's deeper. It's called nepotism and favoritism. And I'm going to keep banging that word the whole year because what we are bearing witness to is nothing but nepotism and favoritism. Everybody is rewarding each other for looking out for each other as opposed to holding everybody accountable and responsible for the job that they took.
You talked about something last week, King. You said that rewarding for. You were talking like about sports, and we weren't talking.
Participation trophy.
Yeah. Participation trophies.
Yeah.
We got to stop that. See, I can participate in anything, but did I come in first or second? See, if you don't come in first and second, or in sports, there's only one winner. I'm actually repeating something that Vince Lombardi said about sports.
Mm-hmm.
He said, in our sports, there's only one winner. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
There's no runner-up.
There's no run-up.
If you did not win at the end of the year, you didn't win.
You didn't win. It don't
See,
matter.
we got to get this out of the black community. It's not saying that your child is not capable of winning.
He just didn't.
He just didn't win.
But again,
But he has to go back and try, or she has to go back and accomplish and try to do these things to possibly win.
I understand that, but again, it's a okay. Let me get it together. We're talking about a traditional outcome with a modern way
Of
of
thinking?
going about it. Yes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so you can never get the outcome that's desired, because the true outcome of what they're putting forward, this progressiveness, is what you see in East Baltimore. See, they're progressively building it up for a certain demographic of black folks. And all poor, black, white, whomever, is all going to get pushed out.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody that was in East Baltimore either lives in Essex or Edgewood. They moved them out of the city.
Yeah, they out there moving
See what I'm saying? Now, on my side of the town, they going into Anne Arundel, Severn, or Severna Park.
But also, too, King, you said this too. You said they moving them, but we clearly talked about a lot of people moving to these areas from Baltimore. A lot of people getting out of Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that on every show almost, about the exodus from Baltimore. Like it was in the Bible, the exodus. Yeah, we need to get a train and get the good people up out of here.
But Ty, it's happening now.
Yeah.
It's going to continue.
Yeah.
I wasn't the first person who said I want to leave, and you see everything that I'm doing, actively getting it together to do that.
Man,
I'm not staying. This is madness.
It's disgusting here.
It's madness.
It's disgusting in some of these city streets, man.
For me to live in Maryland, I would have to live in Allegheny County,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oakland,
saying.
Maryland.
There's some civilized folks there.
That's not about West Virginia.
civilized
I'm in the
folks. Yeah,
mountains.
civilized
I'm away from everybody.
Oh, but you don't like black people, huh? No, it ain't got
No,
nothing
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Ain't
I
got
just want to be
nothing
around
do with that.
civilized people.
I got one more thing I wanted to talk about, King, real fast. Then we're gonna get a website and everything. Remember I talked about this. We was outside and I talked about the conversation of when you talk to people, and the first thing they want to tell you, I'm a Muslim or I'm a Christian or something of that nature, religious wise.
Yeah.
Well, let me be the first one to say here at the Tyrone Hour, and I believe King feels the same way I do. We talked about it. I really don't care what your religion is.
It's not my business.
I really don't care what your religion is. I don't care if you're a Muslim, a Baptist, or whoever, or a Hindu, or whatever. Can you do what we're asking you to do at this moment, or when you get the time to do what we're asking you to do? It has nothing to do with your religion. By saying that, Gene, when I talk to you, the first thing come out your mouth is, "Oh, I'm a Christian." That's gonna deal with you different. I'm gonna not talk to you different. I'm gonna no. You actually trying to set me up to say, either I don't work on this day because of my religion.
How many days off I need?
How many days I get off for my religion? No.
Distracting
Keep
me.
your religion to yourself when you talk to Tyrone and the Tyrone Hour.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you can hold that part of your conversation to the end of describing yourself first. Did you get what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Before you describe me with religion, describe yourself to me first.
See, what Tyrone is trying to tell you guys, and I think I can speak on that,
Go ahead.
is he's looking for content of character.
Yes.
We don't need to know what you look like, what your beliefs
You got a turban on.
what you ate last week.
Yeah. You are fasting.
You know.
It ain't got nothing to do with that.
We truly believe in the content of your character.
Yes.
See, and I'm going to say that because I had a situation coming in here to this radio station. And I'm going to speak on it because I want people to understand why our children are the way that we are. Because we watch older folks do things that are completely out of bounds and they don't have any self-awareness to check themselves. Now, Ty, I came in here and I've been telling you for how many weeks now? Because I just said something to G for the first time. But I've been talking to you about it now for about a month and a half, 2 months. So just to bring everybody up to speed, just so you understand, here's the context. I pull up, there's a show that comes on from 12 to 1. They get off at 1 o'clock. Brother John and them, Africa show comes on from 1 to 2. Then we come on from 2 to 3. Okay? I usually get here about 1:20, 1:30, so I can set up my computer, get all of the logistics out of the way. If there's a situation that I have a little time to correct it before Tyrone gets here and we get into the show. So the last few times I've pulled up, they've had all the parking spots taken, and I'm looking at my time and what I need to set up to get going for the Tyrone hour. So I parked my car to get out, and they said that I was being ignorant because I parked my car in the middle of the lane and they couldn't get out or go around. Now, mind you, they could go around if they want to, but it's a power thing. You're going to do what I say. I could come here and I could stay as long as I want to, even though I know that my show ended at 1. Now, I've set up tripods and I'm doing all this other stuff, disregarding the fact that there are other people who are coming in who have something to do here as well. But they refer to me as ignorant and accosted me again today when I got out the car to throw the trash in the trash can. And I said, hey, listen, if I got off on the wrong foot, listen, I'm just trying to get along. I take the humble approach, you see? But it's not good enough because even though I backed down, I capitulated to their wishes, I did something that I don't normally do. I explained myself. And it wasn't good enough. They kept running off at the mouth. So I came in and I informed Gene what was going on, and then me and Ty stood outside and we talked about it. And then I was like, how do you expect kids, your grandkids, to have respect for anybody else when you don't even have respect for anybody else? You are a hypocrite. And all of them people that I'm talking about is a part of the church. And they keep talking about how much they love God. But I'm going to tell you now, God don't love your actions. Because I got into it again, not got into it, but had a discussion with the LGBT affiliate. And they wanted to tell me, were trying to back me into a corner talking about how God loves everybody. And I was like, I said, okay, I could go with that because God do love everybody, but he hates your actions. So much so, he spoke against them and told you what to and what not to do. And most people out here keep thinking that you're supposed to be a Christian. No, you're supposed to be holy. God's people are holy. Okay? So if you anything other than holy, you're playing for the devil squad.
What's the website, King?
The website is WFBR1590.weebly, WEEBLY.com. You can also find us on our streaming platforms or our podcast platforms, Anchor, Spotify, Google, and iHeartRadio. You can also catch our videos on Rumble and YouTube at KThought handle, and that is KAETHOUGHTS. That's how you find us on YouTube and Rumble, and you type in the Tyrone Hour. Make sure hour, not show. The Tyrone Hour is where you can find our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and Anchor.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I said it before about, you was telling me about that situation. And last week I said, and I was hoping the listeners was listening. I said, I hope we stop bickering. Because there's certain words you can say to change the whole argument or the conversation. When you said ignorant, you changed the narrative to the conversation.
Yeah.
We're talking about we're supposed to be intelligent black folks. But again, I say, when we claim that, we lose control of that when a situation happens.
That's right.
Soon as something goes wrong, we go south too fast.
Yeah.
Again, I say, we messed up. We're too confrontational, King.
We hate each other.
Confrontational. We in a sense, I say, I hear that a lot, King, when we say we hate each other. Yeah, sometimes that scenario can be true. I mean, when we see what's going on and stuff, but, I just see a constant arguing and stuff, man, with our folks, man. And I look at society as a whole, man. You say the people who went through, the Holocaust and the things of that nature, or the Africans over there, the Africans that we don't know went through the same stuff that we went through.
Yeah.
You heard what I just say?
Yeah.
Because see, we own this.
Yeah.
We own, black people own slavery throughout history.
And I don't know
Even if you are a slave,
and I don't know why.
we own that. I don't care. There were other people enslaved, whites, Italians, Indian folks. It was not
Everybody.
just blacks, it was the slaves.
Everybody.
And guess what? All blacks weren't slaves during that time.
Tell them again, Ty.
During that time, some blacks were some of the most richest. Some of the black nations were some of the most richest and still are in existence to this very day.
Yep.
Slave holders. You heard what I said?
Slave holders.
Slave holders.
Yeah.
And that's what we are. We are holders onto the word slave.
I agree with that.
You get me? Because every time you say something, we go back to, well, when we was what they did to us when
Well,
we were
Ty,
slaves.
let me say
that was
this.
400 some years ago, King.
Well, let me say this. The reason why they always default back to slavery is because their mind is enslaved.
Their mind is enslaved. And
They're in mental captivity.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that they can talk about that they feel,
Yeah.
not what I said, feel,
Feel.
that they have
Yeah.
some type of contribution. Again, you go to this gender stuff. They're now attacking you saying that, well, I got a degree in gender studies. I was like, well, I ain't need one.
I ain't need one. For what?
For what?
For what? Now, if it's when you creating genders, then I might need to go study that.
Yeah.
You heard what I said?
But genders have already,
It's already
it was
there.
already created.
It's already created.
given.
Yeah, but when you go into those mad scientist rooms
You
and
know?
you create these monsters, then
Again,
yeah, you might think
I heard somebody use an analogy to describe the transgender. Say that you can't put everybody in a box. And I think the term that they used
another
was...
time.
Yeah, I'm going to show
Go
you
ahead,
because
go
it was
ahead.
the analogy.
Go ahead.
He said that, can I be referred to as a chair?
I heard that stupid shit. I heard. Excuse my language. I heard that. Again,
So-
excuse my language, but I'm just saying.
But you see
as
where
a
I'm going
rational
with
person, I'm not even gonna talk to that person.
Well-
I'm not even going to.
Well, hold on, Ty, because I actually listened to the whole thing. I ain't tuned them out. And the point that he made was, I have an arm, 2 arms,
Right.
and I have a back and 2 legs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make me a chair.
Yeah.
Because a chair has a back,
Yeah.
a arm, and legs.
That's why I don't tap on
And when I heard that, it destroyed his argument of, well, I'm a woman and I was born and I can, because his thing was, just because I can say that I'm a chair, I got 2 arms, a back, and legs, but it doesn't make me a chair.
And in the United States government right now, we are actually legalizing these theories and to make them real in our society.
Well, I'm going to go a
when
step
you go other places around the world,
Did you hear about the guy from Africa? One of the African leaders sent a message to the U.S. He was talking, okay? So he said that the United States sent Kamala Harris
Yes,
over there
yes, yup.
with $60 million and said, this is for you if you support human rights. And he said...
and they ain't talking about human rights.
No,
the Americans are not talking about human rights.
He said, what human rights are you talking about? As soon as she started in with the transgender stuff, he said, well, we have Russia and China. They're coming here and they're offering us military training and bartering arms.
Arms, money.
He said, listen. So
Go
he
ahead.
said, so America, you worry about this homosexual and transgender agenda and leave the politics to us over here.
Over here. Yeah, you worry about that over there.
He said, because what you're worrying about can't do nothing for us, but training, developing allies, trading
modernizing the Africans. They coming out of huts now.
They yes, they modernize that, but you want to bring over
China
you
has-
come with the purple flag, the rainbow flag. No support, and you put money behind it, thinking that money was
So-
going to help.
And this is
your
what you're
agenda.
doing. And you're going to, they first started with Uganda,
They got him up out of there.
and he got him out of there. Now you're going to all these different countries, and you seeding them with millions of dollars of taxpayer money
For
to
this
support
one flag.
this.
Yes, King. Again, I say, King. You know, here at WFPR, man, 1590 AM every Thursday. We strive to bring awareness, shock treatment, and what else? Accountability.
Accountability,
Accountability,
responsibility.
responsibility. This is all we want to hear, and that's all we talk about for our black community and all communities, really. But we're a black show. We're black people, so we're talking to all folks. But the direction that it is really going towards is to the black folks in trouble right now, and in trouble for, self gain. And right now, then I say, King, we got a false education out there to tell you to express yourself at all costs. Hey, I said, regardless of what's going on, still express yourself.
Yeah.
It's 10 lions around you. Instead of running, you want to express yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, what happens with 10 lions in the wildebeest?
Man, they take turns eating you.
They take turns and they start on the tail first.
Yeah, it's the softest part.
The softest part. Yeah, King. I tell you, man. I say, King, I got to give it again. It's time for my public service announcement.
Sure.
Seen a 40-year-old man out there yesterday out there.
Wow.
Not even a kid. He had to be about 40, 50 years old yesterday.
Yeah.
To all patrons coming into Maryland, I don't care where you coming from. The tip of that boy to the bottom of, what's that? Not Salt. No, you said
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's County. And anywhere in between, you're in
Dorchester,
trouble.
all of them.
So you telling me anywhere in between, you're really in trouble. And you
Not
coming
gonna
in
see
here.
anything, Ty.
To any people coming into Maryland, beware the wild squeegee crossings. If you come upon them, do not give them any eye contact. Do not roll your window down and have a conversation with a stranger at a light. The Tyrone hour brings common sense. Do not talk to the stranger at the light.
Okay.
If you open your window and talk to that stranger and things go ugly, King, what happens?
You get what you deserve.
You get what you deserve. Take it on the chin. Go home, tell your family you done something stupid.
All right.
Hold up, King. I ain't finished yet.
Okay.
If it gets ugly, proceed through the light with caution and call the police. That is our weekly wild squeegee alert here
Public
on the
service announcement.
1590 WFBR. This is what we do because, King, I said it. What? There were children and women in the back seat when these
In the
horrible
backseat of the
acts.
car.
When these horrible acts were happening
Yeah.
over dirty pennies. Go ahead, King. I got somebody text you something.
Oh yeah, I got a text in from Virginia. From DC. Shout out Vita.
Yes,
and,
yes. Thank you, guys.
Aaron and my folks.
Thank you, guys.
All right. And Vita says, "Oh snap, Ty is talking about the angel. Bring it out, bro. They need to hear it."
Yeah. But see, what I'm saying, Vita, is that we hear people calling for we need help. But when these angels come, I need you to step out the way and don't be talking about, those black kids and those black. Get out the way. This has to happen. You know, the fight gotta happen. You ever been in a situation like that? Where, get out the way. We ain't gonna break this up. These two got to fight.
Thank you. Just get it out.
They got to get this out. They got to go throw some shots. Again, King, I say, man, wow, man. Thank you to all the people from D.C. that's listening. I would like to hear your voices and stuff so I can get familiarized with you. Call in a couple times so we can get familiarized. We're getting to know each other through texting.
Yeah, Vita.
Yeah, we're getting to know each other through texting. Social media, Vita is, to me, is actually talking to the individual, Vita. And I will hope that you will call in because it sounds like you really enjoy what me and your family member are talking about, because we strive to bring what you're talking about, awareness. Yes, sir. Thank you. And we strive to bring that here because I don't believe that talking through the phone and through computing is social media.
I believe social media is actually sitting down,
And
having
socialize.
a beer or having a wine or
Actually socializing.
actually socializing. That's what social media is. Actually, we have been slick-legged with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all these type things, and believe that you actually socially uniting with people. You were not social uniting with people. You were actually talking to a stranger. See, I just gave you the blueprint on how to socialize.
Uh-huh.
You know, so United States came up with a thing. I talk about this all the time. They called it happy hour.
Yeah.
They called it happy hour here.
That
And
was
that's when you got off of work and you put your phone to the side and y'all sat down and say, I had a tough day at work today, baby. You know what I mean? Baby, how I'm gonna do this? I mean, you know, this person on the job, or I'm going through something like this. So that's actually building a platform on how to go back to work or go back to your place and deal with the problem. But if I'm talking to you through text or through typing,
We don't get it.
you don't get it really as essence as we would get it as we talk. Vita, thank you, and all the folks there in DC. Oh, and plus too, guys, I'm gonna say this to too again, not just to your folks, King. Hey man, the Tyrone Hour needs help. Donations are welcome, man. $5, $10, or whatever it could be would be a great plus to keep this message going. You know, I know I could go out and probably, you know, I can go out and get some sponsors probably and things of that nature. But sometimes when you dabble with those folks, you have to say certain things or you have to be pinned into certain lanes.
Yes.
You know, and I don't have a lane. I got a highway.
Yeah.
And I can travel up each side of that 5-lane highway whenever I choose to.
Whichever lane you choose.
Whatever lane I choose to.
Yeah.
You get me, King?
I'm
So
with
that's
you.
why I don't want to be subdued if somebody gives me a donation that I have to
Compromise
who
Yeah.
the situation is or who we are, like you said, King. I thank you, man. King, I think we rolling on this one here, King. It's a good one here. The Angels and all that stuff, man. Mommy's not going to call in, I believe, today because Charles had his surgery. Is getting his surgery today.
Hope Charles is everything good with you,
Yeah,
brother.
so we're going to give the blessings out, man, and everything, and hope that Dad gets himself in order and everything, you know? You know, I say, King, you know, man, here, man, at WFBR 1590, man, we've came up with a platform, man, that people are enjoying, man, but they just don't know how to join in. See, it's different when you on these platforms, on this AM station, man. You know, people don't know how to join in because they think they joining into a lesser thing.
Yeah.
What station? What you on? Oh, you ain't on FM? Oh, okay. You heard me? You heard when I said that, right?
No, I've got
You heard when I said that? What channel you on? Oh, I'm on 1590 AM. AM? You
Yeah,
said
I've got
FM?
that.
No, I said AM.
AM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You get me? You know the okay with blacks. Okay. Yeah, I probably won't listen to that because my radio never goes on AM in my Lexus or my car. You get what I'm saying? My radio don't never tap on AM. Yeah, again I say, the people from the AM stations are the people who are boots on the ground, King.
Yeah.
They are the ones that live in these communities. The ones on the FM stations, they are the ones that are talking from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking from a distance. Yeah, 1010 and all you guys down there, y'all talk from a distance. Y'all don't be in these neighborhoods. You was in these neighborhoods back in 1970 maybe.
Yeah.
You know, 1970, 1980 when
Yeah.
you was out there. But, you know, your time was over in these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We still here.
Yeah, and again,
Go ahead, King.
I talk about the community and it's made up of subcultures. And we talk about the gun violence that's here. And you see the complete inaction on the part of our legislative branch and our city officials. They're going after the citizens.
The citizens. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the criminals are just going buck wild.
King, a guy was out, they let a guy out from double murder.
Well, Ty, I'm getting to that.
Out
And
for double, go ahead, King, go ahead.
I'm getting to it because, you know, if you listen to Brandon Scott And I wish her aunt would have called in because she'd have loved
Yeah.
when I bring this
Stupidology,
up.
huh?
Yeah. I love, as soon as I say Brandon Scott, she like me like, what? Where you at? Where you at? Wait to see.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Have you noticed he changed the narrative on juvenile crime? He changed it. What he said was, it's a national issue.
Yeah, national issue.
Have y'all, before it wasn't that.
He took it away from us.
He took, and my thing is, listen, Brandon Scott, Jill, Carter, all you people down in Westmore, I really don't care what's going on in D.C.,
Yeah.
Alaska, Minneapolis. I live in Baltimore. I want to see it here change. And then you can push it out to whomever and wherever you want. But stop with this. This is a national thing. It's a national thing because all you mayors, from Brandon Scott to the new ones in New York and Minneapolis and all over this country, is saying the same thing.
Yes.
All of you are progressive Democrats, have instituted all of these policies across the board.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter if you move out of Baltimore, the next city you go in,
You better watch where
they
you go.
have the same blueprint.
So basically, you're saying, if I leave Baltimore or I leave Maryland, I should scout the state that I'm going to.
Exactly.
Because if you don't want the same stuff, you better scout the state that you're trying
Because
to move
you
to.
will be moving.
Because this is all across America.
You'll be jumping out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yep.
All these mayors have put these policies in place. These youngins is out of control.
Yeah.
They doing anything and they banging on each other. So when I tell y'all that it's a drill culture, how long is it gonna take for y'all to catch up?
Well, King, again, I'm glad you said that. The catch up part. They are in the fog so much, King. They can't see
They're out
the
of
forest
touch.
for the trees. They out of touch.
I'm with you. They
They can't
out
see
of
the
touch.
forest for the trees because, again, I say, I hope when these brothers come on, I'm supposed to have some guests next week with me, King. I was telling you about gonna come out and
Yes.
some good brothers and stuff. But I'm gonna ask these brothers when they come out. I'm gonna ask them about the narratives, and I want to know if they believe in the black narratives now. You know, the lack of jobs, no education. You know, the black narrative. That's not what I see in our community.
But hold on, Ty.
Go ahead,
They
King.
never talk about why. See, when they talk jobs, they talk at entry level. See, I get it. See, all those jobs left. The factories are gone.
Yeah.
You see what
Nah,
I'm
the
saying?
factories
They outsourced
gone. Yeah.
all our jobs.
All to other countries.
This is why I didn't understand why black people didn't like Donald Trump. Because his whole idea was to
Bring it back.
bring it back.
Yeah.
That was the whole make America great again. It wasn't
right.
about, this black and white stuff. This is why black people, and I hate to call it, but you are stuck because you won't open your mind to see a bigger picture. You are trapped,
You know,
enslaved. Hold on, Ty. They are mentally enslaved because every time you mention Donald Trump and you talk about the things that he did to help,
They can't
they
see it.
automatically go to, I don't like him. He's a racist.
All they can
He's
see is
this.
race.
He's
All they can
that.
see is race.
The man has never ate in your house.
You know
He
what
don't
I'm
know you personally.
Yeah, yes, right.
So let me be the first to tell you, if I don't care, he really don't give up.
You know what, though, King? I said this before to a lot of folks about the Donald Trump situation. To the folks who claim to be Americans,
Yeah.
all right? You claim to be American.
Even
I'm
the black-
American.
Even the black
I'm an
Americans.
American, all right? But to the folks who claim to be Americans, it's amazing to me how you can throw away your whole belief when you lose. And that's one thing that I had with the Trump presidency thing is how I did not vote for him the first time. All right?
Well, you had, it was him or Hillary.
But just because he won, I did not throw away American ideology.
Thank you.
Because my candidate did not win.
I had enough professional emotionalism. You heard where I worded that?
Yes.
I had enough professional emotionalism to contain myself to say my candidate didn't win. But I still have to support America's values and everything.
Well, we talk about values. Well, what is American values? Because clearly, across the world now, the American values
Don't count.
are the LGBTQ.
Yes.
Okay, and
That's our
for
right,
all of
man.
you who have a problem with Trump, I'm talking to you
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, he wasn't about that. But the people who y'all brought in,
Yeah.
Joe Biden,
Yeah.
Kamala Harris,
They went
Wes
with the
Moore,
flow. They went with the flow.
okay, the Brandon Scotts, the Jill Carters. I'm not letting up off of y'all neck
Yeah,
because
they
y'all
on the flow.
talking
They
stupid
talking
and y'all not thinking. You can feel however you want to feel because I understand that's the modern way of doing it. But traditionally, put your traditional cap on. The stuff that you see out here doesn't make any sense.
Yes. That's all
The
we
stuff
saying.
that's out here,
Yes, that's
you
all we
are
saying.
old enough to know that it is
Recognize
wrong.
It's wrong. It's old
Yet,
enough.
yet you are going along.
With
You
the
are
flow.
capitulating with what you see because they have told you to dislike somebody and you've done it. Well, I don't. I was a Trump supporter before he started running because, again, Tom might know, but it's been 2009 since Trump affected my life for the better. And he wasn't running for the presidency then. Yeah, I said what you see in front of you is what Trump helped build. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. That's why I'm the way that I am. And I'm not going to let up.
Well,
I'm
saying,
not.
King, again, I say, you can't throw away the American values when you don't win.
No, you can't.
My candidate did not come in
He
the race.
didn't.
I voted for Hillary. And what shocked me the most is that we were during a time of females crying out for a lot of injustice that was. And all of I'm saying though,
Good.
we were during a time when females were crying out for a lot of injustice, and it amazed me that she couldn't even get female votes.
The hypocrisy.
She couldn't even get female votes.
They're not going to be happy.
That's all they got me.
Listen.
I was surprised about that.
Listen,
King.
Ty,
I just knew
they're
she
not
was
going
gonna
to be
win. Go ahead.
happy until these progressive Democrats are basically performing abortions right in front of their eyes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm talking to black people.
Yeah.
Y'all not going to be satisfied till you see it because you don't believe it.
Yeah. King,
You know?
I tell you, man. King, I sat outside and I said, we messed up. I said, messed up. Severely messed up. We gotta call him.
Progressively,
Yeah.
progressively all
We
messed
gotta call
up.
him. Charles?
Yes, how you doing, brother?
Oh, hey, we great, man. What's on your mind? You got something on your mind or you want to give us something out there we was talking about? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm listening to y'all talking about the government,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that is a shadow government.
Okay.
I keep telling y'all, I've been telling y'all for a long time,
Okay.
the government ended in 1999. Bill Clinton was the last president.
Okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter whether you're talking Republican or Democrat, you're fighting about nonsense because it's a shadow government. It's not official. It's not real.
So, Charles, then give us to what is the government then? What are you saying? You're saying this is shadow government. Explain it to us what you mean by then what is a real government to you then?
No, there is no real government.
Okay.
The government ended in 1999.
He says
Bill
that they're
Clinton
puppets.
was the last president. Unless we have a quantum election for president, for vice president, for Congress, and for Senate, then we will not be correct. We will still be living a lie. That's why we're in the matrix now. Since 1999, we had hanging chads that told us who was going to be the president. We had the Supreme Court tell us who was going to be the president. We had the Congress and tell us who's going to be the president. I mean, what's going to happen this next election? Is it going to be 2 weeks before we know who's the president?
I
Because we
think it's
used
going to
to
be like
find
2
out
months.
that very night.
Yeah, you used to find out that night. I do remember that. You
It'll
found
be-
out that night. Now
yeah,
you
it'll
find
be-
out 2 weeks later sometime.
No, we'll find about
Hey,
2
hey,
months.
look.
1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brother Charles, go ahead. Keep it brief, man. We ain't got that much time. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Brother Charles? I guess he hung up on us, so we must got hung up or something, Brother Charles. Sorry about that, man. But I say, man, you know, when I hear Brother Charles say that, King, you know, and then we go back into the puppet government and you know, but it has to be a government somewhere lying around.
Well, no,
Then
wait,
tell me
but-
what he mean then.
Okay, well, this is what I'm taking out of it. Basically, we don't have a government. We have people in place. They're puppets. So basically, they're being told what to do. And to a degree, I see that. Because, again, it doesn't make sense. And we logically can't look at this stuff and tell me that in one tongue you're telling me that this is the government that's telling me that a 4 to 8 year old could determine if they're a male or female, but this same government is telling me that at 25 or under they can't be held accountable for what they do because they're not mentally developing enough. So if they're 25, if they're still immature at 25, but they're overly mature at 4 to 8, somebody is telling them what to do, and it's a contradiction, and you can see it. The difference is that nobody's calling
They
it
used to
out.
call it though. I'm gonna have to X the word out. They used to call it mind effing you.
Yeah. That's what they're
You know
doing.
what they used to call that?
Yeah.
Remember they used to say that? You being mind
Listen, of course, because they got one hand and it's on an ice block and freezing. They got the other hand in lava and it's melting, and you're like, oh my goodness, which way do I go?
King, man, I'll tell you though, King, you know, when we look at our society. Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about. I knew what it was. I got it late again. Percentage. Percentage.
Okay.
Every time I look in hear the government or the mayor or somebody talking about something, I'm sick of seeing this percentage.
69%.
69%, 75%. Hey man, you playing games with us again. You're mind effing me again. Just tell me what's going on. I see what's going on.
Well,
people
see-
are dying in the hundreds.
Hold on, Ty.
Black people. And you keep giving me this percentage.
Remember, Charles just said the Matrix.
Yeah.
This is the Matrix.
Yeah. The
What
percentage.
you just described is the Matrix.
Man, stupid stuff, man.
You
I
know?
can't wait till some adults. If I get enough money, I'm running Tyrone at the Tyrone Hour. We'll be running for mayor on the next run.
Yeah.
You hear me? I put this in fruition, King. This show, I said that I would have a show, and I didn't have a show.
Yeah.
And I
with you.
called it the Tyrone Hour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I called it. I'm saying I'm calling this into fruition. I'm running for mayor. We need some men down there. We need an angel, like Brother John said down there. You get me? See, angels look other black folks in the eye and say, stop playing, man.
Yeah.
Stop playing, man.
Yeah.
You know you playing games with our folks right now.
They know it.
Matter of fact, I need you to have a conversation with people in your organizations around town. The trash men need a talking. If you don't pick the trash up, I'm going to tell you you're fired. You hear me?
I'm with you.
You ain't going to pick the trash up in a job in your own community. You're fired. See, that's what adults do. That's what that angel would do, Brother John. You get me? Because I got other angels in that community that I'm looking for. I'm looking after.
But Ty, see,
You get me?
here's the problem.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna highlight this because Brother John said something about it. He said Lot. So what happened to the angels when they came to Lot? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. The angels came to Lot, and the men of the village surrounded his house or came to his front door. He said, send these 2 men out that we may deal with them the way that we want to. Lot offered him his virgin daughters. That's how you know it was sexual. because he wouldn't have offered it to him
He wouldn't
if
offer
it wasn't
women.
about that.
He'd
It's
offered
how-
them lambs.
It's how they try to confuse you with
He'd
words.
offer them lambs if he
So,
wasn't about sex.
He offered him his daughters to
Yes.
do whatever
Whatever
he
you wanna
wanted.
do with
But these two do nothing. And the men told Lot, move aside, least we do to you what we are going to do to them. And as they moved him out the way, they were
So
struck
let
by
me give you a
blindness.
scenario real fast, King. I'm glad you brought that up.
Groping.
So ain't that what's going on in our community?
Yeah, exactly
They
what's going
moving
on.
us out the way.
Exactly that's
They
what's
moving
going
us
on.
out the way. It's saying, if you don't move out the way, what we will do to them, we gonna do to you.
Yeah.
And is that what's not happening in our community? They moved out all the angels.
Yeah.
And moved in all these people.
All the
and
devils.
All the devils, and they're doing these things, and they saying, and they showing you,
Yeah.
we're gonna do these things to
Yeah.
you too.
Oh, New Age, what you just described is called gaslighting. Vita just texted us. And
Gaslighting?
Yes, they gaslighting us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
call, V. Hey, I say, man, here at the Tyrone now, we got a minute, King, and we probably got to go. Jean don't look like she's gonna be friendly today, though. You know what I mean? But
Nah, I got
thank you
you
guys,
more disturbed.
thank you guys, and everything
Yeah.
for joining in. And donations are welcome, man. You know, again, I say we are not bound to Kathy Hughes's Tuesday philosophy. Kathy Hughes, you're talking that mess because you got money on Tuesday. Miss Lisa don't have money on Tuesday, Miss Kathy Hughes. She only got money on Saturday to go to the market.
You guys have a great
Have
weekend.
a great weekend.